games are starting to come really fast because we just beat Valencia on Friday in La Liga, and we already have to look forward to our next match on Monday in the Copa del Rey, where Real Madrid will be playing 4th division side Minera. And you guys already know what I'm about to say. This is a must-win game. If we don't go out there and absolutely batter this team, there will be some uncomfortable conversations that will be held on this channel. I'm expecting nothing short of a 4 or 5-0. I'm going to just say it now. And you guys know on these match previews, I don't even really give my score prediction. I save it for the watch along. But we must dominate this team. It's bad enough that against Valencia, we have to scumbag our way to 3 points. So I'm not trying to see that again. On top of that, we don't usually win the Copa del Rey. I've been watching Real Madrid for about 10 years. I think I've only seen us win this competition one time. And that was a few seasons ago when we beat Osasuna in the final. I think Rodrigo scored a brace, if I'm not mistaken. This competition, for us, is literally harder to win than a Champions League. You know how insane that is. But look, I'm excited for this match. And you guys already know, right? We are going to be talking about the form of both teams. We are going to be looking at some of the updates that are going on right now concerning Real Madrid. And then at the end of the video, as I always do, I will be building my expected starting 11 for this match. So I need you guys to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications, and get in the comment section and let me know what you're thinking for this game, because I've not watched Minera play ever in life. So if there is somebody out there that happens to watch this video, and if you watch 4th division Spanish football, get in the comment section and let me know what we should be looking out for, because I don't want to disrespect them, but it's a bunch of NPCs that are running around out there. But chat, let's get into it. So look, Real Madrid are top of the league, right? The best team in Spain, duh, right? After we absolutely scumbagged our way to 3 points versus Valencia on Friday. And look, I just want to say, life's good at the top. I've never seen us win back-to-back La Ligas. I'm hoping that this is the first year we do it. Now, the only reason why I'm talking about the league form is just because it just shows the stark difference between both teams, right? Real Madrid are top of Spanish football, while Minera, and we'll talk about them in a few minutes, but they're down in the 4th division, and it's not even like they're one of the best teams in the 4th division. So it's just crazy to think about it. And I also wanted to comment that what is Barcelona doing in 3rd? I thought that they won La Liga back in October. Funny how they find themselves way down there in January. I mean, oh my goodness, what's going on? But look, just based off how our recent form has been, right? Real Madrid, and I think our last 9 games, we've only lost 1 time. Our last loss came against Athletic Bilbao, and then we did drop points against Rayo Vallecano, and against Valencia, it didn't look that good. 85th minute came, Luka Modric got a goal, and then Jude scored the winner in like the 95th minute. But that was almost a disaster. Point is, I think our form has been solid, right? I've not been happy with the style of play, but I do believe that most of those players that we watched against Valencia won't be starting against Minera on Monday because they need to be rotated. And we'll get into that when I'm building my expected starting 11. But just to kind of talk on the last game we played, that game against Valencia was awful. I know that we got the dub. We went top of the league, so we could be happy about that. But it was another shit performance. To be honest, we didn't deserve to get anything from that game. The fact that we struggled against Valencia, who are fighting relegation and who had about 5 first-team players that start for them out with injuries, it's a disgrace. I think our right back situation is awful. We need to sign Trent this January. Because as I said in my match reaction, If Lucas Vazquez is our starting right back for the rest of this season, that will literally be my 13th reason why. Our midfield was shit, getting overrun. Every time Valencia got the ball on the counter, they were cooking us immediately. Our attack, non-existent. Vinicius, stinker, and sent off with a red card. I saw Vinicius complain to the referee more times than he beat a defender in a 1v1. I couldn't believe it. Jude also was bad. Yes, at the end, he got an assist and he got the game-winning goal. But let's not act like just because we won that game against Valencia, we played well. I was very disappointed with what I saw. I definitely thought that we would start off this new year with a bang. And we didn't. But I'm glad that we beat Valencia because fuck that club, right? I'm glad that we put one of the final nails in their coffin. Enjoy relegation. But I definitely think we have to get a lot better because how we've been playing for a majority of this season is not sustainable. I think Carlo Ancelotti has been found out this season. It's literally the reason why I don't want him as the manager anymore. I just think tactically he's very naive. We literally have to rely on individual brilliance every single time. We have no clear-cut system. There's no instructions. If it wasn't for Valencia's defense dying for Jude to score that last goal, we would have drawn. If it wasn't for the post saving us when that Valencia player had that shot outside the box, we would have drawn, literally. So, look, we got to fix up. But again, a majority of these players that we saw on Friday, they should not be out there against Minera. Like, I don't want to see Jude. I don't want to see Mbappe, Fede Valverde, Tchouameni. I don't want to see Rudiger, Courtois. All these guys should be getting a rest. Now, let's talk about Minera, right? Now, they are a team that are in the 4th division of Spanish football, right? They're not a big club whatsoever. But I do just want to show you guys how much them playing Real Madrid means to that club and to everybody that supports them. Because I do have a few talking points that I want to get into. But let's run the video first. So this is when their name got called up on the TV to find out who they were going to be facing. Look, point is, chat, you clearly see how much it means to them. And I saw this narrative on social media that was saying Real Madrid should feel disrespected because of how Minera celebrated, as if they think they're going to beat us. That's why they were happy to draw it. No. What you have to realize is Minera getting Real Madrid in this competition, this is the biggest game of that club's history. This is the biggest game that 99% of those players will ever be involved in. This is a chance for them to go out there and make a name for themselves. If you go, and imagine you even, and look, everybody expects them to lose. This is David versus Goliath. The only difference is, I don't think God is going to be involved in this match to help them win. But imagine if you're a Minera player, and even if you lose to Real Madrid, let's say you score a brace against the best team in Spain, the biggest club in the world, in my opinion. Imagine you go out there and have a good performance. Imagine how many eyes are going to be on this match. This game could possibly get you a move to a team in a higher division. This game could get you a move abroad to a bigger club. Who knows? So the reason why they're celebrating like this is not because they actually think that they're going to go out there and get the dub, but this is the biggest game they will ever play. And this is why, right? Initially, I was going to just bypass Minera in terms of I wasn't going to really speak on them because I don't watch them play. I don't know what the hell's going on in the 4th division. I don't know any players who are there. But I said, you know what? Let me show them some respect and give them a section in this video. So again, if there's anybody that's in this stream right now that has any clue about this team, please get in the comment section and let me know. But Minera, they are sitting 8th in the 4th tier of Spanish football, right? Now, looking at their recent form, it's not looking good. They've only won a single game out of how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are 1 win in 8. Now, they've drawn a lot, and I can't tell you who any of these teams are. But what I did want to highlight is that for them to play Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey tournament, round of 32, they did beat Alaves. Now, the game ended 2-2, and then they ended up beating Alaves on pens. That's pretty impressive, honestly. Like, Alaves, fine shame. Fucking hell. So, I thought that that was pretty cool. And then, just looking at their squad, again, their total squad worth is 1.53 million euros. Basically, every single player that they have isn't even worth a fraction of like Endrick, for example, a player that we don't even really utilize at the moment. So again, this is truly a Cinderella story. And mind you, the game is going to be at their ground as well. So they're going to make a shit ton of money for this game. This is going to be the most eyes that they've ever had on them. It's kind of similar to like last season. I forget which team we played when Arda Güler made his first start in the Copa del Rey. But they were a team that were in the lower divisions as well. And, you know, it was a lot of hype. Or like they had to damn near bring in new seats for how many people wanted tickets for that game. And I expect things to be similar here. But let's just go through their squad real quick, right? I'm going to scroll very slowly. Obviously, it's a majority of Spanish players, and you see their values. Like the most valuable player for them, let's just actually filter it. He's worth 200K. This is what you see our academy products be valued at while they're playing for like the under 17s. So, again, big game for these players. And they're going to go out there and they're going to give their all. I'm telling you that right now, chat. They will go in and they will try to have the game of their lives because of all the eyes that will be on this match. But look, man, again, somebody watches them. Let me know who the danger man for Minera is. But let's get into some Real Madrid news. Now, you guys heard about what happened, or not even heard. We all saw what happened against Valencia where Vinicius got the red card. Now, I don't believe that Vinny should have been given a red for that. I think it was a yellow, but by that point in the game, he already had a yellow already. So a second yellow would have got him sent off regardless. But I don't think that the goalkeeper for Valencia staying on the pitch was fair. Now, there's reports that Vinicius will be able to play versus Minera, but there is a possibility that he does receive a 2-match ban. And I think that would be a little bit harsh. Now, you guys know I've been very critical of Vinicius. I think he is an emotional player, and I feel like he needs to be able to control himself a little bit better. And that's not me dismissing what he goes through. I know that people try and get into his head, but that's because that's his one weakness. He gets triggered too easily. Now, the goalkeeper for Valencia definitely deserved a red card as well, because if I'm not mistaken, he hit Vinny on the back of the head, and then Vinicius got up and pushed him. So the fact that it was only Vinny that was sent off, to me, is a disgrace. But because of what happened, and because of how hostile it was, there is a possibility that Vinicius gets suspended for a few games that are coming up. But they are saying that he will be able to play in this match against Minera. Now, that doesn't mean that I want to see him. I do not want to see Vinicius in this game. I'm going to be real with you. he needs to be rested anyways. But maybe he does travel and makes the bench as an emergency sub. Now, another piece of interesting news is Arda Güler in training today on Saturday didn't get to practice with the squad because he does have the flu. And this is super annoying because Arda Güler is somebody that I believe needs to start and play 90 minutes against Minera. I was looking forward to seeing him during this game. Now, there's nothing that's come out to say that he will miss this match, but the flu is serious. And with it only being 2 days before the game, that does kind of throw his availability into question. So we got to keep an eye on that. Now, just looking at other players that are not going to be available for this match, right? We do have a few players who are injured, right? Who knows if Gonzalo Garcia or Jacobo Raman will be available for this match. They're both dealing with injuries. But I can tell you this right now. Eder Militao, Danny Carvajal, and David Alaba will not be out there. Obviously, Militao and Carvajal, they both have ACL injuries. David Alaba is back in training, but I don't think we are going to play him so early. I don't think that we'll see David Alaba until maybe the middle or end of January. But who knows? Maybe he does make the bench. And then Lucas Vazquez is not suspended for this game. I don't know why they keep showing it like this. Lucas Vazquez is only suspended for our next Champions League match. So there is a possibility that we do see Lucas Vazquez out there for this game. Now, let's get into my favorite part of the match previews, and that is building the starting 11 that I think Carlo Ancelotti needs to put out there. Now, I need you, before we get into it, you got to get in the comment section and let me know what starting 11 you want to see. And also, let me know if you agree with the team that I'm predicting. Now, I've kind of hinted to this throughout the video, but I do not want to see that many starters playing this game. I think we need to rotate heavily. And if Carlo does not rotate heavily, there will be problems. I'm telling you this right now. But let's get into it. So in goal, I think Lunin needs to return to the starting 11. We have not seen Lunin since like October, November, right? I thought that Lunin should have started in the Intercontinental Cup final against Pachuca. For some reason, Carlo decided to start Courtois, whatever, right? Courtois is the best goalkeeper in the world. And we know that for goalies, it's very hard for them to get game time when they are second choice because it's not like an outfield player. You don't ever sub on goalkeepers or sub them off unless there's an injury that happens to the one that's already in the net. So Lunin must start this game, right? We all saw Lunin last season, one of the best goalkeepers in Europe, was one of the main reasons why we even made the Champions League final, was making big save after big save after big save. Literally, Lunin played so well last season that not only did it earn him a new contract, but to be honest, chat, I don't think that we missed Courtois that much last season. Lunin was immense. Even though Carlo Ancelotti wanted Kepa to be our number one, Lunin was so good, Kepa had to go back to Chelsea, bruv. There was no way to keep him at the club with how Lunin was playing. So Lunin must return for this match. And I think that he will have a pretty comfortable day, to be honest. Now, at right back, this is where things get tricky. Because on one hand, I think we should be resting Lucas Vazquez. But on the other hand, we might not have a choice but to play him. Now, this is where I get the with Carlo. If this guy would have just brought in a kid from the academy, right? Jesus Fortia, for example. Everybody was talking about this kid, calling him a generational talent and whatnot, just for us not to play him. Why is that? So now we have no right back. But the thing is, I don't want to risk Lucas Vazquez during this game because if he gets injured, what are we going to do? So I would love to say Jesus Fortia from the academy at right back. But what are the odds that Carlo actually does that? So as of right now, I have to go with Lucas Vazquez. Now, hopefully, Carlo does bring some of the academy kids, and then Lucas can be taken off around halftime, right? But it's kind of tricky, you know? And then the two center backs. Let's see if Raul Asensio has been added yet. Probably not. Nope. So Raul Asensio is still not in the database. Yo, lineup builder, fix up. But Raul Asensio must return to the starting 11. He's been our best defender this season. Let's just be very honest here. Since Militao went down with the injury, and then when Raul Asensio was given those starting opportunities, he was by far the best center back that we had. And for some reason, Carlo decided that since Tchouameni's back from injury, let's just forget about Asensio. I don't agree with it, but Raul Asensio must start in this game. At left center back, Vallejo, it is your time, buddy. And look, it's so crazy when you think about it because Jesus Vallejo is shit. When's the last time we saw this guy play? I forget what team it was, but we were winning like 3-0. Everybody at the Bernabeu was chanting for Jesus Vallejo to get subbed on. We brought him on. The team scored 2 goals right away. Jesus Vallejo's time at Real Madrid is running down. This will be his last season at the club. His contract is expiring at the end of the season, and I don't think anybody is upset that he will be going on a free. Big up to him. He's lived the dream, okay? This guy is surrounded by world-class players, and all that he does is train, travel to games, and gets paid a few millions. He's living my dream. I'm being real, chat. But if Jesus Vallejo cannot go out there and put in a good performance against Minera, I want us to terminate his contract in January. But I have faith in him, right? We have seen Vallejo have a big game. He did it against Man City. So why can't he do it against some NPCs that play for Minera, respectfully, right? So I think he will be returning to the starting 11. I don't want to see Rudiger in this game. Rudiger has played, I believe, the most minutes this season because we have no other options at center back in big games. But this is a match where Rudiger should not be seeing the pitch. Let him rest. Now, at left back, I'm going to go Fran Garcia. I believe that he's fully been dropped from the starting 11, right? And I believe moving forward, Camavinga will be starting at left back. So Fran Garcia, for me, can go out there and start, right? He is a good, decent left back, especially attacking, right? Fran Garcia is great at overlapping. He's an amazing crosser of the ball. And in this game, we should be dominating possession so much that it will give him the opportunity to get up and down that pitch. And yeah, I don't really know what Fran Garcia's future is at the club either. Now, let's go into the midfield because this is where things could get tricky. I'm saying that we possibly start Dani Ceballos in this game, right? Ceballos, he has been in the starting 11 recently. And I think that Ceballos has been playing pretty good. But I just don't think he's a nailed-on starter to where he should not be in this game, right? And Ceballos should be able to cook. He's one of our better midfielders in terms of the ball at his feet. He's able to receive it from the back line, create space. He's a very good technical player. So I think he should maybe be starting this match. But he was out there for the Valencia game. But at the same time, there were reports about Dani Ceballos, not really being that happy with his minutes. So how I view it is, you either start Dani Ceballos here or you start Camavinga. But I don't want to start Camavinga because I just am nervous about risking him possibly getting injured again. That's the only reason why I'm not putting him out there. Now, next to him, I think that you got to go Luka Modric, right? Luka Modric, absolute legend, saved us against Valencia. And he's not a starter like that anymore. But in a game like this, he should be able to boss that midfield. And I think he will be out there in the double pivot next to Ceballos. Now, moving to the right wing, I'm going Arda Güler. You guys already know how highly I rate Arda. For me, he is a generational talent, and he's also the best option that we have on that right wing. I think Arda Güler is the answer to a lot of the questions that we've been having, right? Every time Arda Güler plays on that right wing, he actually stays out there. He actually keeps the defense honest. Every time we play either Brahim or Rodrigo on the right, they always invert in. And that completely leaves the right side of our attack abandoned. But I think Arda Güler, if he's fit, because he does have the flu, hopefully he gets over it, because this is his chance. A lot of us have been complaining about the lack of minutes that Carlo Ancelotti has given this player. So I fully believe that if he's fit, he must start. And I want to see him out there for the entire match. I don't want to see him get subbed off. He needs to make the most of these opportunities. And I think that Arda Güler will cook if he's able to play. Now, in the 10, I'm going Brahim Diaz. Look, I think Diaz is a very good player. He had a good cameo against Valencia, because for that first goal that we scored, where Jude got the assist for Luka Modric, Brahim was the one that won the ball back, right? And I know that we've messed around with him in the starting 11, right? We've put him in games, but I think his impact is better off the bench. But in a match like this, Brahim Diaz should be able to cook. So I think him in the 10 makes sense. Now, on the left wing, this is where we're going to have to play one of our main players, because our left wing options, it's not that many rotational pieces, unless Carlo's going to start a kid from the academy, which I doubt. And I don't want Vinicius to start this game. Neither do I want to see Mbappe at the start. So I'm going to honestly go with Rodrigo, right? I think that Rodrigo wasn't the best against Valencia, got subbed off, was kind of anonymous during that game. But we all know how good of a player Rodrigo is. I think he is an absolute baller. And him on the left wing is a monster. It's a different breed. Like, left wing Rodrigo is probably a top 5 winger in the world, because this is his actual preferred position. And I think we just don't have any other choice, unless somebody in the chat wants to see Vinicius or Mbappe. Now, up top, we got to go man like Bobby Charlton, okay? Endrick must start this game. I cannot tell you the last time that I've seen Endrick. This guy has just been forgotten about. I don't know what the beef is between him and Carlo Ancelotti, but Carlo does not trust him. It's very obvious to see. So I think this is the opportunity that Endrick is looking for to get some minutes and make an impact. And I do think that Endrick scores this game. And he's another player that I want to see play 90 minutes. The only way that we're making subs where Vinicius or Mbappe has to come on, that means that things are going really wrong. So, yeah, Endrick has to start this game. And if Endrick does not start this game, if I was him, I would immediately hand in a loan request, because I just don't think he's developing right now at the club properly. Sitting on the bench week in, week out, and not getting any minutes is not going to develop him into the player that we all believe he can become. But I think up front, against Minera, a 4th division team, he must play. I thought it was crazy that he didn't get any minutes in the Intercontinental Cup final against Pachuca. So again, this will tell us a lot. If Endrick is not out there, go to Girona or some other club in La Liga on loan, because Carlo clearly is not rating you. But this is the starting 11 that I am predicting for our Copa del Rey match on Monday against Minera. Keep in mind, at right center back, I am saying Raul Asensio. Now, again, Rodrigo, Lucas Vasquez, and possibly Dani Ceballos, right? Those are the 3 players that I don't want to see them play that much of the game, but I think that they will start. But look, chat, I need you guys to get in the comment section, right? Let me know what you're thinking for this game. Also, drop your score predictions, and we will be live for this match. Watch along will be here on the channel, so you guys make sure that when you subscribe, you turn on those post notifications because you don't want to miss anytime I drop a new video or I go live. But people, big game ahead. Copa del Rey, the very elusive trophy. I would like to see us win it this season so that we could possibly do a treble. Last season, we did win 3 trophies, but they said that because we didn't win Copa del Rey, it's not the treble, it's just a treble. Regardless, I would like to see us win this competition again, okay? Again, I think I've only seen it like one time. We got to fix up. But big up to your damn selves, man. Get in that comment section, smash that like button, subscribe, notifications, turn them on. Please, people. In a bit. Holla Madrid!